Specialist medtech firm Angle has made its first sale of its breakthrough Parsotic system, which is able to detect tiny circulating tumour cells that provide telltale signs of cancer. This deal is to use their technology in research. Well, Andrew Newland, CEO, joins me now. This is a bit of a milestone, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's a major step forward for the company that we've actually now got leading customers who are actually buying the product from us. So it's something that we've been working towards for a long time. We're very pleased that we've got that process moving.
Well, let's talk numbers. How much is this deal worth? What's it going to earn you in the future? Because some analysts, they're estimating the overall addressable market for research use sales is £250 million.
It's a very substantial market, and there are big cancer centres all over the world who want to use systems like ours to investigate the use of a liquid biopsy to get information about how best to treat cancer patients, and also to work in the areas of developing new cancer drugs, to use this system to evaluate whether patients will be likely to be responders for those individual drugs as they come through. And so it's a very significant market. We've made an initial start exactly in line with our plans, and we've got several different customers who've purchased both our instrument and our consumables. So we're very pleased with the initial start.
But is it what you expected, though, research use before Parsotic's used in the clinical market?
Very much so, because the research use market is, as the name implies, it's used by research organisations to investigate things. This is distinct from actually treating patients. The clinical market, which is the much larger market, we think it's worth about £8 billion per annum to Angle potentially. That market is in treating patients, and that requires two specific aspects. One is regulatory approval, which we have in Europe under the CE mark, and we're in process in the United States with the FDA. So that's one, regulatory, and two, very strong, robust clinical trials data to show how well the system works and benefits the patients. And that also is in progress as well in relation to ovarian cancer, and we've got a number of other cancer types that we want to progress. So absolutely expected that the research use sales will come first. We hope that clinical sales will be following reasonably closely behind them, maybe 12 months or so away from now.
So who is buying it then? I mean, who are your commercial customers?
Yeah, so the customer base has been very carefully targeted by Angle to be research centres primarily in Europe and the United States who have the necessary expertise to actually use the cancer cells once our system successfully harvested them. And those are the people who are actually making a difference in looking for new ways to treat and improve the outcome for cancer patients in different types of cancer.
But it is a small part of the market for you, isn't it? It does give you recognition. I mean, let's talk about the scope for clinical use in terms of other cancers that can now be investigated.
Yes, I mean, you're right in the sense that in value terms, the research use market is significantly smaller than the clinical market. However, it's an absolutely crucial step towards the clinical market. So sure. The customers are not only providing economic benefit to Angle in terms of the sales revenues, but they themselves are the adopters who are developing new clinical applications, which hopefully will drive the clinical market in the future. And they're also the people who are the key opinion leaders in terms of influencing others to adopt the technology. So there's a double whammy, if you like, both the benefit of the sales themselves and the benefit of these organisations getting involved in using our technology and demonstrating how well it works.
I love the fact you talk about it as a double whammy, and this all comes as you're almost sort of refocusing your strategy, isn't it? Because last week you were reclassified as a healthcare firm operating in the biotech subsector.
Yes, that took us quite a long time to get that in place. It's no mean feat actually to change the investment category, but we've gone from support services, which was absolutely appropriate historically, but really didn't match with the specialist medtech focus of the company over the last few years. And that change in industry classification to healthcare, we hope is pretty significant, because it means that a number of the healthcare funds that invest based on whether a company's in that sector or not will start to look at us. And equally, a number of the leading analysts will hopefully start to follow us perhaps more closely than they might have done otherwise. So it's a useful step in just classifying us really where we should have been in the first place.
Well, you said it's where you should have been in the first place. I know last time we spoke, you said we should expect some big news in terms of sales before the end of the year. You're doing that with this. But what can we expect next from you?
Well, we've got multiple different things happening. Some of the existing key opinion leaders have got some exciting work going in a number of other cancer groups outside the ones we've already reported on, so that's to be looked forward to. We've got strong progress towards the FDA authorization, and once we've got that, we hope to be the first such company, or the first company ever actually to be authorized by FDA for harvesting cancer cells from the bloodstream. So that's in progress. And indeed, the first clinical application in ovarian cancer is also in progress. We're hoping to report that and finish that work at the end of 2016 in Europe, and then a little bit later in the United States. So there's a lot of very strong progress going in what is becoming a very hot market. So the liquid biopsy market is gaining a lot of attention from major investors worldwide. So we're hoping to be an important part of that market as it emerges.
Well, you say it's a hot market. It sounds like you've got your work cut out. You're going to be incredibly busy, and I know you wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks for the update, Andrew.
Thank you very much indeed, Juliet.